everybody. This is Beverly Manley, and I'm back. And today I have a special guest, and my channel is My Vegan Journey. And I have the wonderful Mrs. Ann Munn, and she is here today. She is an RN. And I wanted to do this platform with her because she is very knowledgeable about food, healthcare, all of these things of what food can do to our bodies. And I thought it was really great to have this on a professional level. I'm always putting my what I believe in it, but to have somebody like her here that can give me uh, and give you guys the correct answers. So introducing Miss Ann Mung. Hi. Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
So first, I want to thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
I count it a privilege and a joy to be able to expand on your platform and speak to food and the way it helps and harms the body. And so, yes, I appreciate you having me here. So my name is Ann Munn. I am a registered nurse. I am more a community health nurse. I do a lot of education in regards to health and health matters. And across the platform, the most that I teach about is diet and how diet affects your health. Like I said, either to help it or to harm it. And so I do a lot of teaching in relations to that. So outside of all the things that I do, I find the commonality is teaching, and diet always plays a part.
Great. So today we want to ask Miss Munn, Ann, I call her Miss Ann, and we built this great relationship at work. And so that's one of the reasons I know that she knows what she's talking about, and that's why I invited her. But I have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask her, and I think that you guys may want to hear this. So the first one is, what do you think about the standard American diet? It's a two-part. And how do you think it is affecting people's health, especially our youth?
Ooh, okay, so the American Standard Diet, I believe they call it the Western diet or something like that. It is all inclusive of a lot of not so great components. The carbohydrates, the fats, all the things they use to process the food. What do I think about it? I think it compromises our health greatly. So yes, while it is some great foods included in that, more or less the American Standard diet, the way that they put it out there on how we have to have so many carbohydrates, so many fats, so many proteins, and that kind of thing. That diet, for the most part, is high in fats and high in carbohydrates, which are the two things, the sugar and the fat, which compromises and leads to unhealthy habits because we overdo it. Everything in excess is too much. And we don't pay attention to the effects that it has on our body. And the second part of that question was, how does it affect children?
Yes, our youth.
It hurts us, in my opinion, and it hurts us because childhood obesity is on the rise and is continuing to grow. And with obesity comes other challenges like the diabetes, the compromised cardiovascular system, and things of that nature. So yeah, it's the American Standard Diet is probably equivalent to I don't know. It's it's bad. It's just bad.
And you know, I should have started this off with talking about the standard American diet, which is called SAD, which is already a negative acronym, you know. And it says it consists of low, low fiber, low fruits and vegetables. It's low in it's high in animal fat, high in saturated fats, and hydrogenated fats, and it's high in sugar. So that's the standard American diet, which is called SAD. So you just think about all of those things, and how does that relate to what you're taking in daily. So another question I wanted to ask her is, what are your thoughts on a plant-based diet compared to the standard American diet?
So in comparison, think about what you just said. It's high in animal fat. It's high in saturated fat. It's high in hydrogenated fats. Fat, right? And none of those fats are good for your body. It clogs your cardiovascular system, your circulatory system, which is where the strokes come from, the heart disease, I was almost going to say myocardial infarction, which is a heart attack.
Yes.
And it's because things are being clogged. Nothing is functioning as it should, right? And so you have the high cholesterols, the high blood pressure, you have diabetes, because the fat proteins are being utilized instead of what should be utilized. And then talked about the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates break down to simple proteins, and it's like a whole big thing. And so without going really in depth with all of that, comparing it to a vegan diet, a plant-based diet, these things are natural. These things are easily broken down. And these things help, like the nutrients that's inside of these, the plants, those nutrients support your body and how it's supposed to function. It allows for, a vegan diet, the fruits, the vegetables, allows for easier evacuation of waste product, right?
You're right.
So you eat this stuff and you're just like, oh, I feel like you get so full, not because you ate so much, but because your body trying to break down meats. It's like trying to break down what you're made of.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right.
And so the body is very intelligent in its own right. It knows how to do these things and that kind of thing, right? But there's some things that get by, or some things that is difficult for your body to break down. So now you're left with these toxins trapped in your body. And they're there, and it's affecting your healthy cells. And then they don't function like they're supposed to, because they're overworking, trying to go back 2 or 3 days to break down this meat product, right? And so this vegetable with all this great nutrients in it, you only get part of what you're supposed to get. Okay, so
wow.
I think that's like the most simple way to say it.
Okay.
So a healthy gut, the gut is the second brain, right?
Right.
And so a healthy gut makes a healthy body.
Yeah.
Okay, getting rid of these toxins in your body causes mental fog, right? Can't think straight, can't think clear, can't think quick on your feet. It's because these toxins are in your body, slowing everything down.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So a vegan diet supports mental clarity, healthy gut. You have an overall sense of well-being. You don't feel tired.
Right.
Or sluggish or slowed down. And it's because it's supporting your your body organs to do everything it's supposed to do, that it was designed to do.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I was listening to this doctor on YouTube, as I'm always doing, vegan doctor, and he was saying that the meat, right? When we're eating the meat, we're eating what we are. So when we keep eating, we eating thyroids,
Everything,
everything, thighs
yes,
and chickens,
yes.
and so your body start getting sick because you're eating the same thing you already have. Your body like, whoa, what's this?
I think it kind of confuses your system.
Yeah,
Like, do I get rid of this? Do I keep
right,
this?
right. And then all the diseases come in,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like we don't need no extra stuff. We're animals too, so animals eating animals. Like you see cows, they eat grass. They don't eat animals, and they big and stuff. People think, oh well, I'm not gonna be able to gain no weight or whatever. I can't build muscle. Man, cows is about the biggest animal. Elephants.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it's like, no, you don't need all of that extra stuff. That extra stuff confuses the body, and then now you're trying to get rid of it, and they don't know how to get it out the system.
And your body, I think your body gets confused.
Yeah.
I don't know what to keep. I don't know what to throw away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tuck this over here. I'm gonna tuck this over there,
Mm-hmm.
and so the body systems are not functioning as they were designed to function. They're slow. They learn how to, because the body is so smart.
Mm-hmm.
It learns how to work around.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though it's an alternative route, it doesn't make it a good route. Okay.
Right.
And so, and it's not in its completeness. It's not doing 100% of what it's designed to do.
So I want to add another question, and because I got a place that I'm going, but sugar. What does sugar do to the body?
Okay, so sugar helps destroy the body. Sugar feeds the unhealthy cells. And so an easy analogy for that, when you're ill or you're not feeling your best and you end up in the hospital, 9 times out of 10, the routine for no matter what your diagnosis is to check your blood sugar. Okay? Because your blood sugar elevates when you're ill. Because all of the unhealthy sugar we've taken in, if it's not easily broken down, disseminated to where and at the levels it's supposed to be, the bad cells that's causing the illness multiply because they're feeding off that sugar. So you will not have a diagnosis of diabetes, you will not have a diagnosis of those things, but your blood sugar will be elevated. And you will take insulin while you're in the hospital to help mellow out those levels. Okay, because the sugar multiplies because the bad cells are multiplying and they're feeding off the sugar that you've taken in. And most likely we're eating this standard American diet, which the acronym itself says SAD. It is a sad way to treat your body. Okay, and so, and it's sad because you have all this sugar, you have all this fat, you have all these things that's not great for your body. Then you got all these extra additives that didn't come from the earth, that are man-made, to help process or speed up the process of making this food, right? Or to preserve it so it don't go bad until you get to it to eat it. That kind of thing. So all these extra additives on top of all the other stuff that you're not supposed to be taking in excess, okay? All of this is wound up together, sad. And so the diabetes, the sugar multiplies even, so good cells take what it needs, throw away the rest. Bad cells can only regenerate. Which is where the disease processes come from. So I don't know if I explained that like where
You did good.
how I'm seeing it in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understood it.
So yeah.
And some people that don't, they may have to do a little more research, but you did a great job.
Thank you.
So I have another question about dairy.
Okay.
So tell me what you think, how dairy affects the body.
Okay. So let's simply put, when you have, okay, so your body's natural response to fight off antigens or dust particles or that kind of thing, anything that your body is not comfortable with, you normally generate histamine, okay, which produces a fluid, okay. I don't know how to say it, mucus, okay. And so so that's a normal thing because that's your body's natural response to fight these things off. Okay. Anything in excess is too much. So now you can't get rid of, you're making an over generation of mucus.
Okay.
So now you got this pressure from sinus. Okay. You got a runny nose. You got raspiness in your voice because you got okay, overproduction of mucus. Okay. So the dairy thickens that. Okay, so now you got more sinus pressure. And it's not just your frontal sinuses, now it's in the mastoids, and it's like you got this pounding headache because you can't get rid of the excess mucus.
Wow.
Okay, so dairy increases that.
Okay.
Okay, it thickens it up. It makes it harder for your body to expel it.
Okay. Wow. So if I was trying to change my diet or change my way of living and to become a vegan, and of course sometimes it takes us steps, right? Because all of this stuff is like addictive. So we're gonna go through some withdrawals, we're gonna do all kind of things.
Absolutely.
So in your professional opinion, where do you think a person should start with trying to go towards that healthy diet?
Okay, so I'm gonna share a story with you.
Okay.
I have a sibling who lived off processed foods because it was quick, it was easy. Never slowed him down. I could just keep moving. I could just grab this and do that, right? It showed itself in constipation. Okay.
Yes.
So now he would have issues with constipation. Move past that. He ended up having appendicitis.
Wow. Okay.
That actually burst. He had to have emergent surgery, right?
Right.
So now he has this incision, still having constipation. Now he's exposed to pain, infection, and all these other things, right? And he was heavyset.
Okay.
Okay.
Obesity.
So he had, and then he had blood pressure issues.
Okay.
Okay. He had everything that sad diet
right
could give you.
Absolutely.
I don't think he had diagnosis with diabetes, but I'm pretty sure he was headed that way. Okay. So now he did recover from all these things, right?
Amen.
And so he continued to eat bad, but not so much.
Okay.
He went back to the hospital. He had to stay a couple more days because now the constipation just started back up again.
Okay.
Okay. So he was like, hey, I gotta do something different. Okay, so he heard about the vegan diet, right? He thinking, you can't take my hamburger away. He thinking, I live off chicken, and his life was more important to him, and he valued it more than he enjoyed a hamburger, right? And so the way he did things was he just cut out all meat. That was his start. Okay, I'm just not gonna eat meat anymore.
Okay.
Okay, so meat normally provides most of your proteins that break down into simple sugars and keeps your blood sugar leveled over
Okay.
a time limit versus a quick sugar in the up and downs, right? So he was like, well, what I'm gonna do in place of that? He took it upon himself to read and research. He didn't even ask me. All right. And so he started eating more beans.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he's getting his protein.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're gonna fast forward. This is years into this. He don't take any more blood pressure medication.
Praise God.
He lost a considerable amount of weight, and so his energy level and the way he can move is by far at least 75 to 80% better than it was.
Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
He doesn't have problems with constipation as he did before. Okay. So that's a big thing in itself. You know, can you imagine walking around all the time feeling like I gotta go but I can't?
Yeah.
Okay. So most of his health issues, but all of his major health issues reversed itself.
Praise God.
And it's because he started on a vegan diet. So the way he started, he just cut out the meat first.
Okay.
And so the more he learned, the more he did. So he thought he would miss meat. He don't.
Right.
Okay. So growing up, I know the kid never ate beans. Right?
Right.
But he's developed a taste and a love for it.
Yeah.
And so he eats all the fruits and vegetables. And literally he looks good.
Amen.
And he lived. This is probably 10, 12 years into it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I would suggest the switch over would be the easiest thing. Just cut out the meat. Start there.
And that's a huge part. Since we had talked about, because I kind of wanted to go into, you're giving a success story of vegan. I want to talk about knowing someone that never changed and still does the standard American diet and how it's affecting them.
So I got another family member.
Okay.
Okay, so have you ever heard of vascular dementia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say my mother, and I'm just gonna tell you who it is. My mother.
Okay.
She was diagnosed. She had a stroke. Bad diet. Okay. Vascular dementia was diagnosed, and when she would eat the wrong things, because I'm grown, you can't tell me what to eat. I done been doing it this long, which is a commonality amongst all senior people. I done lived this long. Okay, well, I'm sorry, Auntie. You shouldn't be living this long with this sad diet. It's by God's grace that you are, because the way they produce and process food early on, they didn't have all those extra preservatives that they use now that are man-made.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the way they prepare the food is different. So we can't do what we used to do.
Right.
Okay. So I'm telling my mother the same thing. Right. Okay, Ma, I know you've grown, but I need you to live a little longer. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. So she would buy into it. Okay, it's her son. She saw the benefits. Right.
Right.
So she tried it. When I tell you, I could tell you when she was sneaking and eating all the stuff that she wasn't supposed to eat, versus when she was eating everything that she should. Her thoughts were clear.
Yes.
She was sharper. Her mobility was better.
Okay.
Okay. She was literally almost like the mama that raised me.
Okay.
Right? But she still wanted to eat her cupcakes, still wanted to eat her chips, and still wanted to eat all these things, the hamburgers, the chili fries, and all that stuff. That was not great for her.
Okay.
That was part of this sad diet, right?
Right.
She wanted to eat those things because she missed it, right? She would do good for months, and she like, I want a chili cheeseburger.
Right.
I'm not doing it, but she would find somebody that would.
Absolutely.
And so she would eat these things, and her thoughts would be cloudy. Everything hurt. I can't move. Right?
Right.
So I saw the best parts of both.
Okay.
Okay. I saw how eating helped her, eating the right things helped her. Okay. Cutting out all the fats. She was really doing like a modified vegan.
Okay.
Okay. So she had more fruits, more vegetables, and that kind of thing prepared in a certain kind of way, but she left alone the meats. She would still eat salmon.
Okay.
Okay. Which is,
It got more fat in it than beef.
it does. But it's supposed to be quote unquote the healthy fat.
Right.
Okay. Because your body needs some.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anyway, she modified her diet. The fact that she left the beef and the chicken and that kind of thing alone.
Yeah.
It was a trade-off.
Okay.
Okay. It wasn't complete, but it was a trade-off, and it benefited her.
Something that can support her.
Yeah, I mean, it's like baby steps.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. I know.
Baby steps.
I went through it.
And so so I've seen the best of the best and the worst of the worst. I've seen how eating the not so great diet reverted all of her symptoms right back to being there.
Right.
And then when she would, and I always knew, I could tell on the phone, and I would just go to her house and just clean out her cabinets because she had all this stuff that wasn't great.
Okay.
And she would be so angry at me until she started feeling better again.
Okay.
Okay, so it was like she knew, but she didn't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Or it's addictive.
And it is addictive.
It's hard to get away from something that you've been doing all of your life.
Absolutely.
And then somebody gonna come tell you, you could feel better if you do this, but
absolutely.
You know I talked to one of my relatives about that back, and I was trying to get them to stop dairy, and it was like, but I love butter, and I'm like, I do too, but it don't love me, you know. Okay. So I was like, you know, you have to stop these things because it's putting that mucus back in, that inflammation in your body.
And that makes your body have to work harder to do what it, because it got to force its way through or work around because it's a buildup. It clogs the arteries. Yeah. And so now the blood that's supposed to freely flow it has to have an extra force to get through to where it needs to go. And so it's like it all boils down to it goes all the way down to the cellular level. Okay? Where there's a exchange of good product and the waste product. Yeah. Okay, so it's like the oxygen and carbon dioxide. You breathe in oxygen, you breathe out carbon dioxide, right? If you don't breathe, okay, the rest of your body is not getting this oxygen, right? But you're not getting rid of the carbon dioxide. They got carbon dioxide monitors now. Right. Right? So, absolutely. So you know too much of that
can kill you. Right.
So yeah, it's like it goes down to the cellular level. It gets really deep.
Wow, you know, I appreciate this information because I couldn't explain it this well. But however, we're gonna have to have Ann back because she's awesome, and I got some more questions, but I don't like to keep it long for you guys. So, and she's a consultant too, so I would like to put her information in the show notes. So, I'm not sure if you have like a Instagram or if you want somebody to, if you would, don't mind anyone contacting you for information.
So I am going to share because I have partnered with my daughter. So I have two daughters that are also nurses. Okay. And so I have this one daughter who she's really big on nutrition, health and wellness and that kind of thing.
Okay, that's
okay. Awesome. And so she's super passionate about this. This is what she does.
Okay.
She goes through the family
Okay.
And she's like, we're eating asparagus and this and you know,
That's awesome.
and that kind of thing. So this is what she does.
Okay.
Okay. And so anyway, she, we work together,
Okay.
but it's more of her.
Okay.
She, started a wellness business called Brown Sugar Wellness.
Okay.
Okay.
Brown Sugar Wellness. guys.
Brown Sugar Wellness is holistic, leaning more toward the vegan perspective.
Okay.
And so, yes, there is an Instagram, Brown Sugar Wellness. I can give you the information and you can include it in your notes.
Okay.
But yes, I would suggest that if they're looking at this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
they're looking for something different,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And so follow the Lord's lead.
Amen.
Okay, do more research,
Absolutely.
ask more questions.
Mhm.
But if you're looking at this podcast, you have the unction to do
Right.
something different.
Right. So I want to thank Ann for being here. She is awesome, and we're gonna have her back again because, like I said, I got more questions, and it seems like she have a lot of knowledge up there. So I want to get as much as I can out of that. And thank you, Ann, again, and thank you guys for tuning in. And make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. And see you next time. Bye.
Bye.